Hello, welcome back to our next episode of Close Up. We talk men's fashion, style tips, grooming, and what's trending in the fashion space. I'm Prince, and I'm your host, and I'm joined by my co-host.
Jordan Cover. And we have special guest today, Stylist, known as Kwon. So he's saying good.
Yeah, I'm good.
Welcome, Kwon. So, Kwon is our guest host today. Um, so, Jordan, let's start with Jordan first, shall I? Jordan, how's your week been?
Week's been good, quite busy. Like there's a lot going on. The weather's picked up this week, as you can see on the chart. But yeah, even today I had a busy day. I had work this morning. Then I had an audition recall. It went quite well. I just came to the studio quite early. So yeah, how was your week then?
Oh, I had a lovely week actually. I was on set this week filming for a production called Trigger Point.
Okay.
Yeah, I played a paramedic. Look out for it. There was an explosion and obviously
Oh wow.
paramedic was on the scene. You might see a familiar face. So
Trigger Point, okay.
Trigger Point.
Check it out, guys.
ITV. It's an ITV series production.
Okay. And Kwon, your first, let's say,
Yeah.
full guest was Nico on from the start?
Yes, it was.
Yeah, Nico. Okay, second.
Nicholas Johnston.
Yes.
Nico.
So yeah, how's your week been?
My week's been quite busy. I have just been planning for a shoot I have on Saturday. And then passed my theory test today.
Yay!
So,
I was about to say
yeah.
that's how to celebrate
Yeah,
today.
so it's been a good day, but
Yeah.
the main focus is just like that shoot on Saturday. It's quite exciting to use some like AI and stuff as well.
Oh wow.
So like I'm quite intrigued to see how that goes as well. So yeah, it's been quite busy.
So, Jordan, Kwon, let's start with Jordan first. Are you ready for your close up?
Yes, I am.
Talk us through it.
So today I've gone with nude with a mixture of white, kept it simple. Obviously I show the crap a bit.
Yeah.
These are Nike Luna runs, limited edition really. I think they only like came out in March. And yeah, so
Personally, I would say it's shades of beige.
oh beige, sorry.
Beige nude, same.
Yeah.
Same.
Yes. Do you wanna talk me through your fit, Jerome?
Oh well, shades of brown over here.
You're not feeling hot?
I got holes in my top.
Oh god.
There's holes in my top.
Don't kill me.
It gives me a little bit of breeze.
Oh my
And
gosh.
of course, I'm wearing some brown trousers. Yes, these are man. I think I've worn them before. And of course, Master Prince Peach Soul sneakers. Check her out, Master Prince online.
MP.
Yeah. Or a high street brand, MP Mola, but her control side is Master Prince. Yeah. So check her out. She's doing some great stuff over there. And my big sister. So come on.
And
Black
last
home business, support black home business.
and last but not least, the Stylist.
Today's quite simple. I just went for a weekday set, and then just my favorite shoes right now, the Uggs. But yeah, I just went for quite simple fit today because I didn't want to do too much. Like just keep it simple. I got the one without the zip because I don't really like how the one with the zip sits.
Yeah.
Like I think
I know
this is the best one.
shapes.
Yeah, the shape's not nice and it comes with the shorts. So yeah, and Primark socks. These are the best socks, man. They actually last so long. There are so many washes as well.
You just put me onto something.
Yeah.
What's up, Primark?
Yeah. Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Same.
So, coming up on today's show, we will be breaking down and sharing with you for Mount Rushmore top 5 style icons of all time. So, myself will be sharing our top 5 style icons of all time, and so will Jordan, and of course, Kwon will be letting us know top 5 style icons of all time are. So, stay tuned.
So we know Mount Rushmore is usually war, but we're gonna go with like our top 5 style icons. Who's influenced your own style over the years? Like who's influenced you? For example, like at the start of the show, Kwon has literally said what he's gone with. We're gonna find out what artist or like what musician, could be a stylist, could be anyone.
My number 5, which is my least favorite, but he's on my top 5 list. So Mr. Ellen Barkley, Alkaline. Yeah. The reason I chose an Alkaline is that over the years I've noticed that he has great potential in the fashion game. He's always kept his style consistent. He's got a lot of like backlash because of his presence over the years, but they don't see what I see. And obviously my eyesight is right because Matt Williamson, the creative arts director of Givenchy, has chosen him to be the face of the 23 Spring Summer collection. So I can't be wrong, right? So yeah, Alkaline, he's at my number five spot. Moving on, we have Tupac Shakur. Now, we've seen over the years where a lot of like other musical acts try to mimic acts, iconic persons with their bandana tied like that, and just his whole persona is just like he's just ultra stylish. So Tupac took my number four spot, and my number three spot would have to go to I'm gonna put ASAP Rocky at my number three spot because he's a game changer. He make it cool for a lot of rappers to embrace fashion and not feel like they're compromising to express themselves through fashion. See the way he does it and does it grace. So and he's doing great things right now. He's now one of the co-chairs. I'm excited to see what's to come for ASAP Rocky. And everyone knows how much like I do love ASAP Rocky's style. So yeah, ASAP Rocky is my number four. Number three is number three. Yeah. And my number two spot goes to James Dean. Like he's infamous for I said infamous because of Rebel Without a Cause. Yeah. His infamous style becomes iconic because like he's a rebel and that's been duplicated over the years. So James Dean got my number two spot.
Yeah.
And my number one spot, the world's first black male supermodel, Sterling St. Jack.
Solid, strong.
Tied with another number one. Sorry, Bogle Levi. Bogle. No, Levi. No, Jerome Levi. Jerome Bogle Levi. That's his name. Jerome Bogle Levi. Or otherwise known as Bogle, Mr. Wacky. Now, he merged dancehall with punk rock. And he has been consistent over the years until his death. And he is just one of those persons that always look to when it comes to fashion because I'm always intrigued to see what he's gonna come with next. And sadly, his life was cut short, but he's made an impact for the time that he's been on Earth. So yeah, Gerald Bogle Levi, aka Bogle. Yeah. So number one spot goes to Sterling St. Jackson and Levi Bogle.
I don't think I can have an order. I don't think I've got an order.
You have to put them in order.
Nah, because with every like Mount Rushmore, I feel like there's not really an order. They're as good as each other.
So you made me go through this
No,
structure.
you
put them in order. Like
he did it himself. He did it himself. I'm telling you my version.
Okay.
So like starting at 5, I can say like Chief Keef. I'm gonna go with Chief Keef. Like growing up, like when I started like buying my own clothes and stuff, Chief Keef always had like a wicked Rafa and polo. I couldn't tell you how much polos like I grew up. Chief Keef always had like different countries: Italy, Argentina, Spain, you name it. And he had, yeah, and then like he always had like a limited edition like Air Forces. So I'll put Chief Keef there. I'll put Young Thug there. Young Thug will be in my Mount Rushmore because he like kind of made me start embracing like tight clothing. There was a period where tight clothing was my thing.
Yeah.
And then like the little scarves and the certain shades. And a little bit of jewelry as well. And that's the same with Future. So this is number 3 now. So this is like just free, no order.
Yeah, I heard that.
Future, I would say sombrero hat. I remember I bought my first sombrero because of Future. And is it a fedora hat?
Yeah, the
Yeah,
fedoras,
the
Fedora. Yeah. So
So
yeah, I'll put Future in there.
how much of this influenced you
How much is it of his influenced me? Is that a trick question?
in terms of in terms of his baby making?
Anyway, let's focus, guys. Let's focus. But I would say I don't know. With Future was just like he started like wearing a bit of loose clothing in terms of top half with skinny jeans.
I feel like he's moving the times though.
Yeah. I feel like with his dress sense, it doesn't read like it. Is the word ages or doesn't age? Doesn't age. Timeless. Yeah. Then I'm gonna go with Skepta, and Skepta mainly because
it's UK.
Ed Hardy and someone I can relate to in my own country. So there was a time where Ed Hardy, like in the 2010s, Ed Hardy was all like a young teenage black boy wanted.
Considering you were the face of Ed Hardy at a certain point in time, so
there you go. But yes, and obviously, like I was face of their spring summer collection 3 years ago, and yeah, so it was kind of like a special moment for me. So I would have to include Skepta there, and I'm gonna add Bogle onto this as well because obviously Bogle, like growing up, he taught me how to dance. Forward, and then obviously with clothing, I remember my dad would get on to me because Bogle kind of dressed a certain way, which I would say that Young Pug and a lot of these artists have incorporated into their style. So yeah, that's my Mount Rushmore.
So do you think I've cheated it when I put two people at number one? Because I put both.
No, not really. There's honorable mentions and there's you get me. So
how about you, Kwon?
To be fair, I don't have a particular order. Like it's just people that I'd say influence my style the most. I'd say number 5 be Prince.
Love me some Prince.
Just because like he embraced like the feminine side of fashion. And he made it cool to just like really tap into your femininity.
Can I cut you there? I'm a big fan of Prince. He's my second favorite male artist of all time. Whether fashion wise, maybe not so much fashion wise. I respect that. And of course he's fashionable, but if I'm in my Mount Rush,
you wouldn't be on there.
Yeah, makes sense. You gotta separate. You gotta separate some. Yeah.
I love Prince though. Like,
yeah, I think he's really cool, and just like the whole, like the permed look and stuff like that, the wet look, which is really cool. I see a lot of people like in the high fashion world, they kind of go with that look. And just for me personally, just being able to merge that masculine and feminine styles as well. Then number 4, I'd probably say ASAP Rocky, because
you said ASAP. I forgot to add ASAP to my list.
Yeah. Can I have please? Who number 1?
He added ASAP already. I listened. I was doing Kwon when we doing Jerome. Right.
Please. But I'll say ASAP, because I'll just say, being from New York and from that hip hop background, I think he really, paved like a pathway for like artists, rappers especially, to kind of go into high fashion. He was Off-White before Off-White, so Pirate Studios before it became Off-White Virgil. Like he was wearing high top Air Force One. I remember because of him, I was getting high top Air Force One. When I was in that secondary school, and then obviously the transition he's made, and even just recently, his obviously, regardless of what you guys think about it, when he was in court, he was wearing Ray-Bans. No one was wearing Ray-Bans. Like no one was wearing Ray-Bans for a good 5, 6, been like 10 years.
He got a contract on the back of that.
Now on the back of that, he's been one of the main faces of Ray-Ban because of his influence. You know what I mean? Obviously him and Rihanna are just iconic as well. And then number 3, I'd have to go Michael Jackson. Like for me, I used to try dance like him, move like him when I was younger, and just like the gloves and just the leather jackets and just even like the Diamante stuff on his jackets as well. Especially the Bad music video, that punk rock, and everyone had like the Adidas Superstars with like the roller skates as well. That video was just, you see it now with a lot of people into like opium where they have like leather jeans with chains and stuff like that.
So Michael kind of kickstarted.
I think just the 1980s in general, that period was a very like influential era. Then I would say number 2 has to be Young Thug, man. Because I wasn't wearing skinny jeans like that. Correct. Especially growing up, because I'm skinny, so I used to have skinny jeans like all the time. So he just made it cool just to wear skinny jeans and just the dyed dreads and bad.
I mean, he does make his way into the fashion game.
Of course, 100%.
Yeah.
And I remember he used to wear like the open top.
Yeah.
With like loose chains and stuff, which is really cool.
He did football jerseys as well.
He don't give a F.
You see Trapstar, I think he wore Trapstar's first ever football jersey in Power. The video Power,
he's honestly one of those, and you see even just through his music in general, he's very influential person. And then number 1 for me would be like Ty the Creator.
Okay.
Just I like his bag.
Yeah, he's just his a brand, his aesthetic, just like really colourful. And just I feel like very simplistic, but it's very playful. Like him wearing playful.
Sorry.
Just like a lot of people are like, you see it now. A lot of people are in loafers with the Ushanka hats and a lot of colours. Being from Los Angeles, I think he got a lot of that from Los Angeles culture. And obviously his knits and stuff like that. I think for me personally, Tyler's kind of what got me into fashion mainly.
Well done, I like that. That's your number, like, that's all your 5.
That's all the 5.
No order.
Yeah, so basically we have the Tupac over here, we got the ASAP over here, you got the Alkaline over here, you got the Sterling St. Jackson over here, you got the Bogle over here. And of course, never mentioned James Dean himself, pretty much. And you got the Tyler Creator, you got the Young Thug going on, and you said
Young Thug,
Future.
Yeah. No, I want to quiz you a little bit more on Future. Like, besides, yes, I can see why you chosen Future. But what is it mostly that really stood out to you about Future, made you say, okay, style icon? Like, I like that new style.
Don't know. I feel like he always wore what he wanted to wear, and he set a lot of trends. And remember, if the question was who influenced me.
Of course, I just want to know, like, and
you said style icon.
Style icon,
So
because icon is a big word, so well, I get it. But Prince was he's one. Like,
I feel like that. I feel like it's so funny because fashion just goes around in phases, and you see different like influences from people. Even like you can go to like James Brown and stuff like that. Like just back, I remember that time where people had like the permed hair.
I got a question for you. Funny enough, you touch on that. Okay, James Brown, 103,000. Prince. Who's got the best sperm?
Pardon?
Who's got the best sperm?
Oh. No, bro. Anyway. Oh, my brain, bro.
The best?
James Brown. It has to be James Brown.
Yeah, I think James Brown. I think James Brown is most notable.
The most notable one. Like,
alright, guys, focus.
Yeah, I think James.
Bro.
Yeah, man.
I clocked it now.
I think it goes him, then Prince, then Andre 2000.
I think Andre, Prince, and then James Brown.
You think?
Yeah.
I think
Come on, when Andre goes,
I think.
Hey,
I think James Brown the most.
And it just stayed. Even when he was sweating on stage, it stayed.
But that means it's strong. It's staying in place.
To be fair, all the men back during that time period, I don't know what they did to their hair. That was mad.
Considering though, like Andre 2000.
Even Raheem Sterling. Raheem Sterling footballer. He
had me haircut in my hair for years, bro.
Yeah. I remember I wasn't allowed to escort because that was the whole thing.
I know, I do it.
I wasn't allowed. Imagine that.
Having said that though, like throughout my high school years, I was on a system.
Oh wow! I never got to like blonde my hair. Did you ever get to?
Listen,
I got. Our parents are strict, you know.
I got kicked out of school. Well, suspended. Suspended like 3 times because like I had my sister
Okay.
And they said, okay, you're suspended until it grows back. As soon as it grows back, and hide it again. And they suspend me again. I'm like, wow.
Interesting.
Nah, it's funny how like
They just gave up.
everything's changed because even now you're seeing a lot of like flares nowadays, flares with like boots. People are wearing that. That's what men used to wear back in the day.
Yeah.
And now I feel like bell bottoms are starting to become more of a thing now. People are starting to wear bell bottoms.
Yes.
They're just implementing it with like streetwear.
In the 1970s, 70s, right?
Yeah, 70s and 60s. Like I think it was really cool because especially when you're on stage, a lot of these artists like it was just very cohesive. Like it looks quite cool. I remember the Temptations when they all had that suit and then the bell bottoms, even like Jackson 5 with like the purple satin. That was really cool. Like seeing how like people nowadays are starting to. Because our generation is stubborn.
So as a stylist, it must be fun for you now, isn't it? Because like there's so much.
The history of fashion is really fun now. It's really fun, and I think, like Jerome, like I don't know. I feel like when it comes to fashion nowadays, it's when I used to think of fashion when I was younger, I always used to think, designers, models, and stuff like that. Even if it was an artist, I would never think a rapper. Like the Future's a young thug, they're trap artists, but they managed to infiltrate the high fashion world. So now when you go to Fashion Week, you're seeing people that look like you at the front rows of the seat, which is really cool.
Speaking of rapper, I'm gonna throw a name at you, and I just want you to tell me what comes to mind. NLA Chopper. NLA Chopper.
What comes to mind? What comes to mind?
Yeah, because his rebrand was mad.
Yeah,
crazy.
Because I remember watching it when I was in like year 10, like when it first came out, and just seeing his how he's changed.
His growth is crazy.
Because Jordan was telling me that when he first came on the scene, he was so good.
Yeah, he was, yeah.
And then he did a transition.
Yeah, so he went on like a spiritual. He started to go on like a spiritual like cleanse to try to find himself, and he's become a bit more like open and fluid about how.
Because I know him now within the last year, so I become aware of him and his style. And I knew him through his style, but then Jordan is there.
Yeah.
That wasn't him like a few years ago.
Yeah, I think even our list so maybe a bit of an issue with the UK because they're all American.
Yeah, that's why I had to add skepticism
because I feel like we're still a bit behind in terms of like the open-mindedness and fluidity.
I don't know, but I really don't see one in the UK right now that makes me think, oh, killing it in the like fashion game, like or even where style is concerned. Sorry, I just don't see it.
It is tough. It is tough because I think I had a conversation with my friend and we said that I feel like some of the issues in the UK is maybe just like just where we're from because Americans they are like quite open and fluid, but I think England because a lot of us from like Caribbean African households, people just limit themselves because either their parents weren't happy with what they want to wear. Right. So then you can see that's why we're very conservative.
And it's funny how if you notice my Mount Rushmore, I got 2 Caribbean names in there. Alkaline and Bolt. Even like A$AP Rocky's Caribbean. You can see we've always been very like expressive.
It's from Barbados. Okay, wow.
Yeah, it's from Barbados.
So we're very expressive.
Then even then, I would have added Cartel to it, but I feel like I've spoken about Cartel a few episodes now.
Yeah.
And wait, can I speak?
Because I have
I'm being quiet for like the man. Listening. I'm a good listener, though, but I never get a chance to speak. Listen. When Jordan speaks. So anyway, as I was saying, like nowadays, not even nowadays, like I'm damn. Do I even reveal my age? I'm in my mid-20s, innit? And obviously, I got my first pair of clocks at 21, like adult pair. And I looked at them and I was like, I could wear them anywhere. I could wear them to a christening, I could wear them to a dance. I could wear them, you get it? So, I could wear them to dinner, wear them to dates. I'll start wearing clocks to dates and Gal was like, oh. And then I would wear them to like a little brunch. Clocks will come on, the DJ. Oh my God, he's actually wearing clocks, guys. And obviously, like, I've got 4 pairs of clocks now. I've got cream, I've got 2 blacks, and I've got another pair that I haven't debuted yet. So soon you'll see it on the timeline.
You credit by Cartel.
So so that's what I'll say. I've kind of incorporated that style future by Cartel.
Okay, now this is what I have. Let me get this out of the way first.
I'm popcorn also.
I'm a fan of his music. I'm a fan of think.
Okay.
He's a lyrical genius, by the way. Oh God, like.
Okay, but focus.
Fever. So basically, yes, I'm a fan of his music. So not to get it misconstrued, then I don't like the guy or I'm not a fan of the guy. But when it comes to fashion, I would not call my father's name in that scenario.
Okay.
Even though I've said before, lately I've been seeing him making some fashion choices that made me say, yeah, you're saying okay. You're saying okay.
Fashion
Like,
choices.
fashion choices.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. But
I know, I'm just feeling it.
I wouldn't really call him a trendsetter.
Trendsetter.
I wouldn't call him a trendsetter
fair enough.
where fashion is concerned. Or I wouldn't say that style is very much cartel.
No.
You see what
I'm just saying what influenced me. Anyway, on the next segment, we'll be finding out Kwon's favorite shoots that he's worked on. His like, you're gonna learn more about Kwon.
Up close interview with Kwon.
Yes.
Don't go anywhere.
So in this segment, we'll be questioning Kwon, like asking him as a stylist, because it's our first stylist we've had on our show, like what makes a good stylist, and like we're gonna expand on certain jobs that he's had, like your favorite jobs, and yeah, let's get to know more about Kwon.
But
So
before we do that, let's ask you Kwon, like, you rate your outfit from 1 to 10.
I'll rate your own outfit, okay?
That's like 8, 7 out of 10. Simple. I like the silhouette, so that's pretty up. But sometimes today is not even that. It's hot, but I know it's that time of period of the year where it's hot in the day and it gets cold in the evening. So I think this is like just very simple and very like convenient for the day. So yeah, for that 7. Yeah.
And how would you describe personal style?
To be fair, like if I'm going out and I fully dress up, I'd say it's very like experiment. Like I think with me, I never really have limits to what I wear.
You feel like that's every time you step out or you want to dress up, it's always an experiment.
Always.
Okay.
You're never even gonna meet me outside. And
I like that line.
My mom always used to tell me when I was younger, from like ages, like just always take pride in yourself.
You know when I realized that? Sorry to cut you. You know, like you never know who you're gonna meet. I remember when I hardly ever used to care about like dressing up midweek until I had like a big commercial that was on TV. Randomly, someone asked me for a picture. Luckily, I was like wearing one of my favorite outfits, and my brother always said to me, "You never know who you're gonna be."
Yeah.
I could see one of my favorite footballers, and I'm gonna ask you for a picture. Yeah. But what if I'm in a dead fit?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna want to show no one the picture.
It's very important because like I read a story about there's a model in New York and I think he worked in like a construction site before he got signed, and he used to stay off work and he always used to wear tracksuits just always. And he was on that particular day he was going on a date, so obviously he dressed up nice. And an agent, one of the scouts must have seen him in like the Starbucks, local Starbucks. Like he was standing in front of her, and she like literally saw him and was like, "Yeah, there's another one," and like that's from there. It's just,
no way.
Like even I've seen posts online of like, I think there's a viral thing on Twitter with Selena Gomez where there was a black girl walking down the street and she looked really nice in a nice outfit, and she was like, she took a photo and put it on her Instagram like, "Can somebody find this girl? She's so beautiful, her outfit's so cool." And then that girl just went from like 5K to like 100K overnight, just that. Because of that.
You never know who you're gonna run into.
Yeah,
so mad. So yeah, so like, speak to us about your styling background. Like, how did you get into it? Was it difficult? Like, was it a difficult journey?
So for me, like I always liked clothes. I think it started from when you're younger, like my mom wasn't able to buy me all the stuff that I wanted. Like she bought me clothes, but you know when you're younger, you want particular things, but you can't get it. So I'll get stuff from like my cousins, or like she would just go to like just normal stores and get me stuff. And then I was just like start to like put outfits together because I was like, well, if there's no uniform day at school, I don't want to be seen wearing the same thing. So then I'll just like get stuff and try to put it together from there. And then it wasn't really styling, it was just like me just trying to be useful with my wardrobe.
And what inspired me to want to try my own thing as well, I hate looking like the next kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I think that's where it started, and then I got to, I'll say like just my final year of college, but then COVID came, so then I wasn't really doing much, and then I have a few friends that are like influencers and stuff. I used to like just style them for their little events. And then I kind of like built my portfolio from there, and then I got like my first opportunity when I met somebody when I used to work at Flannels who was a stylist, and he brought me along to just like assist him on the shoot, and from there it just kind of like.
Do you feel like you overdid your? Was you nervous for that first like shoot to assist him? Did you overdo your role? Do you say, "Alright, do this, do that, do that," or like did you just sit back?
To be fair, like he's really cool. He's someone that I used to work with a lot.
He very inviting. He asked you a lot of questions.
Yeah, like he was like he was never like he didn't pressure me. He was just like, listen, come on set, see how you feel, how you like it. And then he was just like to me, like he just gave me free will to just be as creative as possible as well. And then I think the most important thing was assisting people, because at first I was the worst assistant, because obviously people don't like to wait. Like when you work with a lot of people, there's like a time frame. So being it like first I used to just like take my time, like drag the suitcases around London. But then you realise that a lot of these people are very important. So there's strict schedules, strict time frames. And over time I started to realise that like things have to be done very quickly. But yeah, I'll say styling is just about being organised, because you're working with sometimes really like important people, and they work on like a very strict schedule. So you want to make sure that, and also when you're starting, you want to be reliable. So that's why you want to make sure that you're doing everything possible to make the experience a bit easier for you. And because my biggest thing is procrastinating. Like, so for me to be a stylist is probably the worst job in the world, because I leave things to the last minute so much. But it kind of helps me, because it's like I have a deadline to make, and then over time, and I'll have to hold myself accountable now. Yeah. So it's kind of helped.
Everyone's relying on you.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Crazy.
So it's been good, and I'm still learning. So it's only been like 2 years now, 2.5. So
who would you say is like your top three? Is it mostly artists that you styled for?
I've done like
artists, music videos,
like models and stuff like that, and like a few like editorials as well. So
cool. Like in every type of genre of like what type of persona or personnel. Yeah, in every genre of personnel that you styled for, like your top three, like your favorite top three that you've done.
I would say Amani #3, because she's the one that's kind of like, that's like the first person that like I have like more of like a relationship with as as a client. Because some people you just work with and it's just
and like, that's it.
What's your uses of style?
Yeah, I'd say her, because I think because we have a relationship outside of it as well, and obviously it allows me to be that very like that she allows me to be very like open-minded and like try different things.
Yeah, because some people you have like you work out with them, like you want to try them in this and this. Nah. They're like, oh, I don't know about that.
Yeah, so I think that one, and that's one of the first people that had trusted me as a stylist. Like even when I made mistakes, when I was trying to figure it out, she still stuck by me and was like, okay, we can try this again. Number 2, I would say, so I did 3 dances for like the British Vogue, Edward Enninful. Shout out my boy Sheldon. He allowed me to be like one of the assistants on that shoot, which was like crazy to me, because I had Vogue on my 5-year plan.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Yeah. See, I like when you have something on your plan and you have to do it. That's amazing.
And I think that's when my mum was like, "Oh, okay, like this is something that I can see you enjoy." And I think for me, like the main thing I always want to keep is like humility. So even though I wasn't a main stylist, even just being part of it was an experience. And then having like people that think of you when these opportunities come up, I'm really appreciative for that. And obviously my recent shoot for Tomorrow Magazine, that was my first.
I've seen your stuff. Like you did an amazing job.
Well done, man.
And I think that shoot was one of the most fun shoots, because it was about like brotherhood, like everyone together. And
like I had one of the models that was on that shoot.
Like
I said, I was saying to him, all shades of brown.
It was good, and I think it doesn't feel like a job, so that's why I enjoy it. It's just fun. And it's a great gateway into like the industry for me. And like,
was it Victor Olasina that produced?
Victor.
Big up Victor.
And for me, obviously, I have goals and stuff I wanna achieve within the fashion industry in the UK, because I would say like my style is very unique, especially from the typical London guy. So I have like a few plans to kind of like elevate and move forward. So yeah.
So what does fashion means for you?
For me, it's like I think it's a language because a lot of people think people that are into fashion are like obnoxious and rude, disrespectful. But a lot of people I know are very shy, introverted.
Yeah.
But like clothes is their way of being expressive.
Because for me, it's like saying something without having to say it.
Yeah.
I just say it through my style.
100%.
Because everyone always says like, as you grow older, appearance is the thing.
Yeah.
As we said before, we're what was the line again? Dressed like.
Oh yeah, you literally take pride in yourself all the time when you in your appearance because like
dressed like you don't know who you're gonna see.
Because there's people that walk down the street and they could be in their last £5, but they look good though. You wouldn't even think about anything else. You say that person looks like
appearance. It's all appearances, man.
And I think that's what it is. It's just a way of expressing yourself through like fashion and music is like a way of like expression. I'd say because you might meet a person and they might not speak a word of English, but they will still like your outfit or whatever. So yeah.
So currently, what's one person occupying the fashion space that you think is really killing it right now in terms of fashion and style and personal style?
Me, I'd say we just had this conversation. I said Rema for me because as an Afrobeat artist, he's really like I'd say he's got very feminine style.
Yeah. Do you know who I think it is for me?
Who?
Walter Mason.
Oh yes, I forgot about Wilton as well. But I think he's already like
I'll throw Shabuzi in there as well.
Oh yes.
Oh yeah.
He's in but
I think the fashion is changed because now I think to be fair throughout the years like people might not give us our props, but I say that black people were always very iconic. But now it's like through social media we're not even letting people like push us to the side. It's like we're making sure these people are center stage. Even like what's his name? The guy on TikTok. Oh my days. It's just left my mind.
UK or
American. No, not Tyson. No. And he will make so for example, someone will be like, could you dress like the Givenchy sign?
Oh,
do a whole outfit based on just
the sign. Oh my days.
I've watched him before it right now. It's escaped my mind and it shouldn't because I watch his videos all the time, but like But yeah man, it's been I think we're starting to really like be the forefront. Because I'm looking at front rows of shows, there's black people now.
Correct. Right, and which brings me to the next question. The Met Gala is coming up next weekend, I think it is. And we have like 3 co-chairs, which is men of color, and an honorable mention, Coleman
Domingo.
Yeah. Now, how does that make you feel? Like
as a black stylist?
Hold on, there's more. And the theme is Black Dandyism, which is like basically taking inspiration from the black men, not women, black men in fashion, and from yesteryears. Now, how does that make you feel?
I think it's nice to see because I'd like to say I'm a very inquisitive person, so I like to do a lot of like research. Like I studied history in school, so then history through fashion is something that like I've started to like get into, and I understand like throughout the years we've been so iconic with like the afros and like the bell bottoms and like the plaid shirts and stuff like that, and I think now that it's infiltrated places like the Met Gala, it's like there's a space for us to like really be at the forefront, exclusive, and these people are very iconic as well. So there's a lot of like up and coming like people like younger like black boys or girls that just want to really be like part of the fashion space. They actually have something to look up to.
I mean, does it make you look at it with squinted eye, like the fact that
I like that term.
Yeah, squinted eye. Yeah, the fact that Anna Wintour put this whole thing together and she chose Black Dandyism as the theme, and then she chose like all black co-chairs. Does it make you think?
I think for me, like my mentality is like we know that like unfortunately like people like to pick and choose when they want us to be the forefront. But it's like we're here now, so we might as well just make it iconic as possible because
we're here.
When you're amazing at something, people can't ignore you. Even for Anna Wintour, she got to the stage just like she's probably thinking like, how can I ignore this particular theme? How can I ignore these people? They're killing it right now.
And that's why she does it. Or you think maybe she just see like, okay, maybe do this and create a little.
I think she sees it because she's been in the industry for so long and she's seen it change so much. And I think she's a very intelligent person.
I think she genuinely just want to give us some flowers.
Yeah, I think so too. Because even like the fact that Ed and Enfield was working under her as well.
What do you think, Jordan?
About
this whole situation, I think she genuinely want to give us some flowers.
I feel like it's pushed into her face now, and like she has no decision what to actually give us.
Yeah, I think I can understand that point of view.
Because like even like when you ask like when you see street interviews and you ask like kids of other races, like other like white kids or whatever, like from that not even from London, who their icons are. They'll probably, if it's out of 5 people, like 4 of them probably black anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like now we're just like taking over that space now to the point where like all of these bigger brands, even though they have certain, they might have said certain things in the past, it's like you can't even ignore.
For example, you've got Shy Girl with Alexander. Yeah, his pre-game outfits are top notch.
Yeah,
he got a Skims deal with
Kim Kardashian.
Yeah, that's in her face.
Yeah,
that's in her face. Jude, obviously, no disrespect to Jude, I'm not the biggest Jude Bellingham fan. He don't even dress too well, but a black man that's at the top of his sport. It's in his face. It's in her face.
We're in people's faces.
So
now, really
even Rashford does his thing as well. Yeah. Like, I see his fit. So it's in her face though.
What style tip would you give to anyone watching?
I'd say go with your instinct, because I think, and don't lose your identity, because I feel like you should be able to take something from your personal style and add it to something as well, because you don't want to dress from the mannequin.
Is there time or space in your life or existence? Yeah, same thing, life existence. Where you feel like, okay, you feel like you're out of place when it comes to like your whole fashion sense, your style and everything. You feel like, okay, am I doing this too much, or am I not conforming to a certain ideology? Do you ever feel that?
I think for me, like there was periods where I was just like, can I even bother to do this anymore? Because like you start to feel the pressures of like, because it's a creative job, and so it's like you're torn between, should I just get like a career job, like a 9 to 5, or should I continue pursuing something I really love? These are things that you think about all the time. But
they're all called periods as a style.
Yeah, like they're just like most creatives, they have jobs. Like some people, like the chances of it even being full time is very slim. And I think the UK in general, it's not like America. It's not that much of a big market, so the money doesn't even stretch like that.
Correct.
So that's with anything. Like Americans can go viral with one moment, and that's their life. That's it.
And they make the right decisions growing up because the country's so big.
It's so big. We just have London.
The UK is very clicky. So once you have a viral moment, it's like you had your 15 minutes.
Yeah. So it's
just you're looking at who liked it, commented. Yeah. So that's it. You might try to reach out. Might try to reach out to, like, you might see a big name in your comments. 1 out of the 5 big names might like your like your DM. That's it.
Yeah. Like you try when you try and like network and meet the right people, you have to make sure it's genuine connections. So that's why I try to keep good people around, because like as long as I stay working hard, like unfortunately, like it's like things will happen. So and it's just, I think the most important thing is maintaining those relationships. You never know who you're gonna meet on set, off set, at events, because people speak. You know what I mean? So yeah.
And what's your favorite fashion quote, like you've heard, or maybe one of your own? I don't know. What's your favorite fashion quote?
I think the one, like I said earlier, about my mum, where she's like, make sure you always take pride in your appearance. That stuck with me, because some people, they look good, but like their hygiene, they might smell. Like there's people, like there's so many different things, like people don't think about, like you really have to take pride in yourself, because I think as well, as a black boy in like London, in the UK, just in general, people already have like these ideas of us.
Stigma, stereotypes.
Most of the compliments I get are from like old white people.
Correct.
It's like they're surprised. They're like, "Oh, you look good," and that means more than like somebody that looks at me, because they already have like this idea of like what a black boy should look like, or like
Do you know what mine is? Mine is funny enough. You talking about Anna Wintour because mine is actually from Anna Wintour.
Mhm.
She says like, if you can't be better than your competition,
Mhm.
dress better.
Mhm.
Yeah, and it's something that I always swear by. Like, if I feel like okay, I'm not as great as this person in terms of like ability to do a certain thing, I said, yeah, well, I'm gonna beat you in the wardrobe department. That's me. So how about you, Jordan? Do you have any
like famous quotes?
fashion quotes that you swear by?
When we went to the British Fashion Awards, who said whatever you wear feel comfortable in, regardless, like if you like it or not. Who said that?
I have no idea.
I can't remember, but yeah, that's what I'll say.
I don't know.
I think it was him.
Yeah, he was on the stage
when he picked up that award. Yeah,
I think yeah.
But funny you should say that because I have a similar quote of my own where I says like style should be comfortable, whereas it's no style at all.
Correct.
Jerome Prince.
Yeah.
So that's one for you guys. Yeah.
Yeah,
Style should be comfortable, whereas it's no style at all. If you're not comfortable in like what you're wearing, it's not a style.
Even Cartel said if the suede doesn't stand out, wear what you have.
Like
I had to.
Big up yourself.
So yeah, like I think when it comes to stuff like that, like I always try to keep that in mind to make sure that I'm always as presentable as possible because like London is a big place and like I always say that you never know who you're gonna run into, bump into, and that one interaction could actually change the course of like your year or whatever. So yeah, I'll say that.
So what's your aim in this industry? Like, what would you like to achieve looking back when you reach the end of your career?
I think he's achieved one of his goals already, obviously with Vogue.
Yeah, whenever that be, when you reach the end of your career, what would you like to have achieved, or how would you like to look back and say, yeah?
Dude, I wanna be able to like open people's minds and like in terms of like especially like men.
Yeah.
Like I think we still as it's changing. Like I'm seeing it now. Like a lot more UK guys are starting to try find themselves a bit more. But I want to. Whenever people think of something, I want to think, yeah, Kwon was there. Because I'm not big on social media, but I've been to events and parties or motives and people be like, I've seen you on TikTok or Instagram. Like your style's so unique. I get messages all the time, people saying it. So
can I say something though? Since I've been following you, and listen, this is not the usual for me, but I've been a fan of your style, and I've been taking tips from you, and I really love what Kwon is all about at the moment. So yeah, I'm a fan.
Thank you.
Of Kwon.
Like yeah, that's my thing. Yeah. Like I'm trying not to like gatekeep myself from the world. Like that's why I'm starting to like become more active on social
media. Crazy, we have to use social media now, isn't it?
Because like I have a lot of friends that they influence me. Like they're very iconic. But then on the same time, I think on my given day I can put myself up there with anyone from the UK, like 100%. So yeah,
100%. And that guys is Kwon, known as Kwon.
Appreciate it, guys.
So hope you enjoyed this episode.
Yeah.
Stay tuned.
And if you wanna
stay tuned for the next episode of Close Up. Jerome, do you wanna?
And if you wanna get in touch with Kwon, let them know where
his Instagram will be just
known as Kwon _ on Instagram, and known as Kwon on TikTok as well. So, yeah.
Sweet.
Thank you for watching, guys, and catch you next time on our next episode.
Sweet.